I swear these words, they give me power, feel to motivate. I expand my aura, watch me glow, I'm feeling so amazing. Yeah, look, knowledge of self. Piling up wealth, the book of brick came off the shelf. I just played the hand I was dealt. Studied the cards to beat the odds. I am at one with the gods. My mother's my universe. She gave birth to this star. It's been confirmed in my thoughts. So every verse I go hard. I'm just full of this black pride. No, I ain't perfect at all. But motivated to be greater, way more than before. Give them this black magic. This to be that sorcerer's flow. Abracadabra, welcome to madness. Create a classic proof from out of nowhere. I just started crafting music for my people. Give them proper satisfaction. Action, roll the cameras. Yeah, we gon' catch the spotlight. I ain't flashing on me. I'm in the car, black, rolling reefer up, turn it up. That's my jam right there. Got me feeling like the man right here. Oh yeah, well in advance, I'm aware of the tactics they using. Attack through the music, controlling our youth. Distracted and stupid, got these rappers pushing poison on them. They don't even use it. Came to the conclusion, had to take that frequency and create my own blueprint. Knowledge over trap beats, that black power music. Give my people energy. Swear I'm just a conduit. For the ancestors, I don't write, I fine-tune it. Just in case you ever wonder how I do it, so exclusive. Soaking up this knowledge, motivate me. I swear these words, they give me power, feel them motivate me. I expand my aura, watch me glow, I'm feeling so amazing. Even though they hate and use it as a source of inspiration, motivated. Soaking up this knowledge, motivate me. I swear these words, they give me power, feel them motivate me. I expand my aura, watch me glow, I'm feeling so amazing. Even though they hate and use it as a source of inspiration, motivated. I'm about to level up, I got a daughter on the way and I support her any means necessary. Baba Brick is transforming it right before your eyes, treated like a live performance. Messed around and lost my religion, waiting on this moment, and nothing seems clear right now. I swear I'm feeling good, my head up in the clouds, chilling on number 9. Tell them look at me now, the monster I trapped inside can finally let it out. You hear them growls, and freedom what we seeking, please believe it. I'ma rinse and repeat it until they learn the procedures. This my thesis, the index of my book upon completion. We gon' journey through my world, do this for my baby girl. Motivation levels, no they never been this high. Incentivized by making sure we survive. Who am I? Yeah, it's Brick. I'm still that same nigga that you knew though. All the way real, nothing pseudo. Soaking up this knowledge, motivate me. I swear these words, they give me power, feel them motivate me. I expand my aura, watch me glow, I'm feeling so amazing. Even though they hate and use it as a source of inspiration, motivated. Soaking up this knowledge, motivate me. I swear these words, they give me power, feel them motivate me. I expand my aura, watch me glow, I'm feeling so amazing. Even though they hate and use it as a source of inspiration, motivated.
What's good, fam? Hold on, let me get the Queen Afi in on the line. What's good, Queen?
It's for me.
Really? I would have never guessed that. Yeah, a little bit. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering if the Facebook Live was tripping there for a second. But how you doing, Queen? How's life?
I'm good. I had a pretty good day today. Really relaxing. Ain't nobody bother me. If anybody wants shit today, I'd call that a successful day.
That is a successful day.
Mm-hmm.
I, too, had a successful day then, because nobody really asked me for shit today either.
Yeah. This is one for the history books.
Yeah. Not too many people asking me for nothing anyway, so.
Man, there are people about me every damn day.
That's because you're a boss. I'm not a boss.
Yeah, I am a boss, but...
Well, hey, that's the cost to be the boss, ain't that what they say?
Well, look.
Oh, and you know what? I forgot to let people know that you are tuned in to My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. From goons to gods, we welcome everyone. We only got one rule, and that's be respectful. And we definitely gonna. It should be a pretty interesting show tonight. I don't know if you are familiar with Uriah Brandon, but he definitely he's got a different take on some things, to say the least. So it should be pretty dope. Anyway, what else is going on? What's up with Houston? How's life?
It is a beautiful day. It thundered and rained last night to let us all know that April showers are officially in the city of Houston. And then the clouds broke through and the sun came out, and it's been a beautiful day. The only thing I hate about days like this is these damn birds that chirp at my fucking window in the morning. Like, I don't know why they be up so early. It don't even make no sense. Ain't nothing going on that damn early that they need to be up that damn early. But I have to get up when they get up because they, for some reason feel the need to nest at my window.
I mean, you kind of are really in their habitat, and you complaining. Like, they should be complaining that you put a house in the middle of their trees.
Yeah, that's why I don't talk to you. Like, you can't never just be on my side. You should, man, that's fucked up, queen. They should let you sleep. But you can't do that, though.
Because I love the birds. Jobs love the birds.
You and these birds. I hope they babies fall out the nest and hit the ground.
Oh, that's just cold. And when the PETA people start calling us, do not call me, call her. I disagree with that shit.
Oh, man,
get mad at
I
me.
got to watch out for PETA, too. I can't say nothing on this show.
Hey, the PETA people ain't no joke. I have seen them in action, like, go off on a dude for, like, months. Like, they do not give up. They relentless.
Look, them PETA people better go find them something to do.
They got something to do, all right. They gonna hear you talking about baby birds, and they gonna be on you. I got nothing to do with that.
As usual. As usual. Queen Austin's views are not the views of my skin is my skin radio. I already know.
It's not as usual, but come on now. You think about baby birds.
No, you don't love me like you don't love me like you say you do. I know.
Oh, stop it. What is it? Melanated Greats. What is the website for the playing cards?
Oh, there's no website yet. It'll be up in a couple of weeks, but there is a Facebook page, Melanated Greats Playing Cards. You can just write that in the search box, or you can go to www.com/Melanated Greats PC, all one word, and it'll get you there.
And if you've never tuned into the show, we really don't talk about much for the first 15 minutes or so. Anyway, and our guest, from my understanding, is not calling up till about 7:30. So we pretty much, got time to really just talk about nothing. So if you got something on your mind, something on your heart you want to get off your chest, let us know. The number is 347-855-8692. You do got to press 1 if you want to get on air. And shout out to the people, and I'm starting to see, quite a few numbers that's like the same. So shout out to y'all. That's pretty dope. And shout out to Malaysia. Like, I don't personally know anybody in Malaysia, but apparently I think it's like 0.9% of the people that listen on Blog Talk are from Malaysia. So shout out to y'all.
In Malaysia.
Huh? Like we banging it. We right, we lit in Malaysia.
Malaysia is hip.
Hey, I guess it is. And shout out to the 0.5 people that is tuned in on the YouTube stream. We are on YouTube Live, we are on Facebook Live, and we are on Twitter if you're interested. And if you can hear the sound of my voice, please share the post before we really get popping. Let me mention a couple of more businesses. Y'all know we like to support our own. DesignsByMonet.com. That's my baby girl. Y'all make sure y'all go support her. It's pretty dope shit on there, too, by the way. MRochelle.com. Family always. Please go get you some jewelry. The best in the business. Blackspot.com. BLAQ spot.com. that is a social media site. They got live streaming. They got you can post videos, pictures, the whole nine. So make sure you go support them. Who else am I? Oh, don't forget intellectuallypetty.com. That's me and Renee Black. Shout out to liberationmindedmedia.net. Next week, we got Irritated Genie. We got Jay Dizzle from Black Eye Stand Radio. And we got Knowledge Born Alive from Do the Knowledge Radio. So that'll be an honor and a privilege then, too. So check that out. I think I got everything out the way.
You did a pretty good job there.
Yeah, it took a couple minutes, too. I ain't had much to say. And I don't know what's going on with the live stream on Facebook, but from my end, we'll go. So it'll catch up when it catch up. Some days it's a good live stream, and some days it's crap. And who is this, 4727? That number looks familiar, and I cannot remember who that is. But anyway, y'all know I'm a brick fanatic. We played one joint. I want to get another joint in before we really get the bill going. If that's cool with you, that's cool with you, Queen?
That's cool with me.
That's cool with everybody else? It's just nod your head to your screen. I'll see it.
Self-empowered, deriving the strength to do something through one's own thoughts, and based on the belief that one knows what is best for oneself. Yeah. That I only build with other kings. Woo. I'm just flipping through the pages of history. This ain't that shit they been teaching me in their book. I'm just a bloodline of a slave. All we know is misery. Black pharaohs, the foundation we build and free on kings to wage war with the enemies. The only way to truly gain peace. Self-empowered, so devoured by the shit that was taught to me. As the black empire stands forth like autumn leaves, all them dreams and all them hopes. Fears and streams, spirits broke. Desire seems at a low. Pick and choose, then we roll. Any, meeny, miny, mo. Constellation telescopes. What you mean we came from kings and queens? I'm trying to tell you folks. See the star that you are under like my aura glow. Pop that Pinot off that Pinot, why your aura never glows. Self-empowered myth, we're like minds are politics. You don't know thyself, that's what most of all our problems is. Our history remains, but it's changed by Egyptology. TFOAK, we get at you for no apology. If that self-empowered myth, we're like minds are politics. You don't know thyself, that's what most of all our problems is. Our history remains, but it's changed by Egyptology. TFOAK, we get at you with no apology.
Charles Barkley, shout out to Marcus Garvey. Revolutionary army, break the hierarchy. And my skin coffee, it keeps the demons off me. Pineal gland expand, Super Saiyan, Dragon Ball Z. Young boy in the trap house like McCoy. Misguided energy, no symmetry in its support. I meditate, tune into a godly frequency. See celestial force, it's the solar energy in me. Empowered in our true comedic history officially. Speak no evil, hear no, see no evil imagery. Burn the books and seize the boards with portraits in the ministry. Streets and breeding enemy, I know thyself, that's dangerous.
Self-empowered myth, we're like minds are politics. You don't know thyself, that's what most of all our problems is. Our history remains, but it's changed by Egyptologists. TFOAK, we get at you with no apology. If that self-empowered myth, we're like minds are politics. You don't know thyself, that's what most of all our problems is. Our history remains, but it's changed by Egyptologists. TFOAK, we get at you with no apology.
My only advice too, you was to know your history. Until you open up the right books, it's still gonna be a mystery. Real talk, if you don't know better, you fucking up by imagery. And yes, brother, I do care, cause if you black, you kidding me. King Ching to the boy Brick, never met y'all, but y'all family. When you share the same blood as a king, how can you ever be enemies? Never hate on my people, killing black men is legal. So that's why I keep my fist up. They stop, I don't listen up. Everything that we came up, they stole it, then stole us. So how the fuck in the government can we trust? Everything that we came up, they stole it, then stole us. So how the fuck in this government can we trust?
Self-empowered myth, we're like minds are politics. You don't know thyself, that's what most of all our problems is. Our history remains, but it's changed by Egyptologists. TFOAK, we get at you for no apology. If that self-empowered myth, we're like minds are politics. You don't know thyself, that's what most of all our problems is. Our
was dope right there. I needed a moment right quick too, so that came right on time. Anyway, so while you got some time before Uriah gets on the show, if you can, go check out UB News. That's news with a Z at the end, and you'll kind of get a feel for the information that he is putting out. And I watched a few, and there were some things I agreed with, there were some things I disagreed with, but that's pretty much me on pretty much damn near everything. So we'll see.
I mean, hey, a broke clock is wrong at least twice every day, so.
That is true. But I would say, it was more than that. There was quite a few things, and there were some things
I'm saying you can find some, some points to agree with in pretty much everyone's argument. You know what I'm saying? So.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely can. But it was. Let me rephrase that. Then it was probably a little bit more than what I would have thought. Or I was like, okay, that's a different way to look at it. I hadn't considered that.
Mhm.
It didn't necessarily change my mind, per se, especially on the larger topics like Africa, like the pyramids. That was an interesting one. But I can kind of see where he's coming from. That even makes sense. And you got some type of clicking or something going on over there. I'm not sure what that is.
Me? I am painting my birthday portrait.
How you gonna do that and do the radio show at the same time? You making all that noise over there.
Look, we already acknowledged at the beginning of the show that I am a boss. Okay? I do things like this. That's what I do.
All right, but we don't want to hear it, though.
Oh, was it? Oh, well, I didn't realize it was that disturbing, but okay.
Yes. Oh, click. And I'm not really on the YouTube stream because y'all know if I try to open up too many things, my computer would crash on me. So the iPad is running fine, and we got the Blog Talk up and running on that. I got the Facebook Live jumping on the screen, and that's because I can't turn that off. So I have to use that and the OBS on the screen at the same time. And what I did was, like, I took some I forget his and he'll tell us his Instagram. I believe it's UB News again, but he'll tell us for sure. But I took a few clips off his Instagram, a little something off his YouTube, and just put together like a little hodgepodge of videos. So if you're watching the live stream, that's what you're seeing now. And he's got a clip of that Denzel movie. I cannot remember the name of this movie, where basically they went back in time. Do you remember the name of that movie?
Well, they went back in time? No.
Oh my goodness! Some white dude was about to blow up a ship or something, a ferry, and Denzel goes back in time basically to save the day, and doesn't really save the day, but does save the day. It's a really good movie. But like, what if that's possible? Do you think that's possible? See, I'm one of those people that I'm a conspiracy theorist by nature. I don't like live by them, but I don't just randomly just dismiss shit either, just because it may be out of the norm.
Right.
But I do believe that we can go back in time.
Time travel?
I think so.
Well, I believe in time travel just because I understand black holes. So if you understand black holes, you kind of have to believe in the possibility of it, considering.
But I thought a black hole basically just consumed everything, and there was no. That's it. Like, you go into a black hole and
it does.
But is that time traveling though?
The physiology of physiology. The physics of a black hole is essentially that time and space stop. So if that's a possibility where there is a stop, there has to be a possibility that there is a start. Because if there's a stop, then that means there's nothing else after. And considering that the universe is continuously expanding, there must be something at the end of every stop. That's by the current logic of physics right now. So that means in a black hole, when time stops, there has to be something after. That's why I think that the possibility of space travel is reasonable right now.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It would be dope if I could astral project. I'm not sure where I go, but and then it would suck. Like if you go back and you do something really minor, and then come to realize that one little thing like led to so many big things, and you just ruin that. Like that would be pretty horrible. And then you spend the rest of your time trying to go back and fix it that you broke.
Yeah, but just do what they did in Back to the Future.
Man, you are killing me with the noises over there, Queen.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm done.
I don't know what it's like. You should start opening up shit.
Well, wait till you see the message, so then you're gonna be done.
Well, who you painting in? Tell me that.
Me, my birthday is Saturday. I do a portrait of myself every year, just to kind of gauge what my skills are, you know. Yeah. That's what's going on.
I was watching something and they were saying that with artists, like they can tell a good artist by the way they paint hands. If you can do hands really detailed. Oh, and let me get Roman on the conversation. My bad. I'm just sitting here slipping.
Okay.
What's good, Ron?
Yo, what's good, family?
Yo, it's good,
already,
family.
Man. What's going on?
Hi, Ron.
Yeah, it's good over here. I'm in a T-shirt.
What's going on, bro?
I just finished lifting my car. I was bored.
Hey, that's actually probably one of the best impressions I've heard of me. That's the less aggressive version. That's probably the less aggressive version. That's a mild version of me.
All right. Oh goodness, man. So your boy's supposed to be calling up in what about 10 minutes or so?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he'll be calling in shortly. Historian, journalist, author Uriah Brandon. Follow him at u.b.news on IG. Same for YouTube. He's got some dope content, man. Like honestly, it's some of the same info that you probably heard before, but at the same time, he has just kind of a different twist to it. You know what I mean? Like he's very, I want to say, confident. You know what I mean? If confident and knowledgeable as far as what he's talking about, as far as the history of this country, as far as North America goes, and the history of civilization. As we know it as a race. So he's a dope brother, man. He's got a documentary out right now that I didn't get to finish because YouTube took it off. But
yeah, I tried to watch that, and I was like, damn, that's gone. But I did check out a couple of them too. And like I was telling Afi, I don't agree with some things, but I do agree with some things, and some things I was just like, okay, that's a different way to look at it. It didn't necessarily change my view on anything, but it didn't, I wasn't like, oh, I hate you, you are Satan or no shit like that. Yeah, absolutely. And I think honestly that's a conversation that needs to be held, like as far as the the so-called conscious community goes. Like some people kind of take it on like if you don't agree with them, like oh you's a coon. Like no nigga, I just don't agree with you. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean that we can't build. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean just because we don't see eye to eye that we can't build and and move forward and try to get to something. But he's a pretty solid brother, man.
he fit in right in with us. You know what I mean? Cool brother, man. He real humble, but he know what he talking. He know his shit.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. We'll see. We'll see when we get him on. I don't know nothing, man. I just sit back and let y'all smart people talk it out.
Then you gotta talk now.
Yeah, bro. No, man, I don't be saying nothing, man. Just play the background, and hope I don't sound too stupid. I don't want nobody sending me no voicemails talking about this you. So I don't want that happening. I'll be trying to multitask too. And we got a couple of good shows coming up in the future. I think I did mention Irritated Genie, Jay Dizzle, and Knowledge Born next week, Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I think we're doing feminism after that, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
All right. And I think we'll do Black Business Buzz after that. And I think the brother Donald Washington gonna join us for that one. He got a show. What is it? Welcome to the Shy. I believe that's what it is. And I think that'd be kind of dope too to put, to just kind of build with other people who got shows, just to kind of share some light on other podcasts, other. I don't know. Are we considered bloggers? I don't think so. I'm not even really sure what a blogger is, to keep it a stack, but is there somebody to write something, or is it the same thing as a podcast?
I think they probably have a journey, a topic that they keep consistent with, and they kind of write as they go along that journey. So I don't think like a podcast can be so random, but a blog is usually, a beauty blog, a art blog, a car blog, a baby, a new mother blog. It has a theme to it.
Okay. All right. I still didn't quite get that, but oh well. And y'all need to do me a favor too. Share the live stream and invite some people to the live stream. I would greatly appreciate that. And let me make sure I got that number right. All right. And once again, the number is 347-855-8692. You got to press 1 if you want to get on air. And we're just waiting on Uriah Brandon at this moment to call up. And when he does, do I got the little promo? I think I do. We'll jump into that, and then we'll jump off into the conversation and see where the bill takes us. How's life with you, though, Ron?
Life is complicated right now. Yeah, man, but it'll work itself out. Hopefully for the best. A little complicated, but it's life.
Right.
It definitely will get better, bro.
Yeah,
you already know, man.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Like, I just talked to my peeps not too long ago, man. It's hard, bro. It's hard, man.
Yeah. Well, you definitely got all the positive energy we can send from this direction.
Yeah, and everybody got them little. Everybody got to go through rough times. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And then you don't get the time to really digest shit, because it's like you can't stop paying your light bill or you can't stop paying your car note. So now you got to deal with something really heavy in your personal life, and that shit affects you in every aspect of your life.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because ain't nothing like having to deal with some tough shit, and then you got to get up and go to work. Like you got to turn around and try to focus at your job or manage, a family issue or something like that. It gets real hard.
Right.
Yeah.
And especially like most of us are in some type of customer service industry at the end of the day. So you got to deal with people, and you already feeling like shit and now you got to go in and try to put that all in the past and act like, you know what I'm saying, like a totally different person, and that's hard, you know. And when you start to get that, then you start repressing the feelings that you don't need to be repressing, and then you don't know how to let them out adequately.
Yeah.
You know?
Either that or your job, your job is suffering, your performance at work is suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a little like rough patch at work the other day too, man. You know what I mean? They know what I got going on and whatnot. But, you know, I work with kids. So, you know, it just wasn't a day for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't go into detail, but, you know, it was just a little rough day for me, man. And I just wasn't for the games that day, you know. So, you know, I kind of lost it a little bit. I felt bad for like 2 seconds.
Like 2 seconds. 2 seconds, huh? That's cold, bro. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if I should be laughing at that one to keep it a stack. You know, but no, I know you ain't do no ignorant shit. You know, but we all had those moments. You know, we all had it. We all have. You know, we have people that you go through a divorce. You still got to go to work. Oh, and hold on right now. Let me get off my soapbox. We got Uriah Brandon in the queue, and what I'm going to do, King, is I'm going to play this little intro, so give me just a couple minutes, and then we're going to get you in on the line.
I know it's tough. You've been riding hard for Africa. You bought the Pakistani kente cloth from Joanne Fabrics. You bought the art from TJ Maxx. You bought the black soap from the dollar store. And it wouldn't matter if you had an authentic Ubuntu chiseled relic from a mountaintop in the Congo. You're not African. Talking about you taking trips to the motherland. You taking trips to the other land talking about you feel at home. Nigga, they laughing at you, B. You're not African. FakeAncestry.com face ass nigga. West Africa, right? Right? West
You're
Africa,
wrong,
right?
don't stop laughing.
Right. Go ask your great granddaddy, your great granddaddy. Ask him who was here before a white man or Asian ever stepped foot on his land beneath your feet. Ask him about Africa and see if you don't slap your ass after afterlife. So basically, what you're saying is all your family who was actually murdered and slaughtered here on your motherland, they died in the vanity of your perpetual ignorance. What, you don't think I was where you are now? What do you think I thought the first time a nigga hit me with a "you not from Africa" shit? I didn't think anything about it. This nigga don't know what he's talking about. Fuck this nigga, he's a coon. What do you mean I'm not from Africa? I was on that Africa shit too. Remember? Remember me going in on Floyd Mayweather because he said, "What did Africa ever do for us?" And I'm like, yo, your people is from Africa, nigga. What the fuck is you talking about? Remember that? I know some of you who rocked with me a long time ago remember that shit. You know, I think it's, follow me here, I think it's interesting that over the past few years, we even be hearing these celebrities say it. But they say it like coded. And we've cooned them for it. Like, think about it. Like, Raven Simone said that shit. Think about how they play us now. And then we bash Raven Simone. Now, yeah, we should bash Raven Simone because she's a coon, but she said something. Now it's fucked up because she said, I'm an American. It's still out of context. I don't know how to stress this to you if you can't and aren't willing to do the research yourself. I challenge you to find out who you really are. Lost children.
further ado, we're going to get Uriah Brandon on the line.
Yo,
what's good,
man?
Fam?
Yo, y'all have me hot, yo. Put some music, I was like, you put some music behind the heat. I was like, yo. I should go and settle legit out here, man.
That's dope. We trying, bro. We trying. How's life, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good now. Currently, I'm in Brooklyn handling some business, and I was hoping I'm going to be riding over throughout this interview until I get back to my homie spot, just because the waiter at this restaurant was slow. But we're gonna keep it. You just hear some shit in the background, so I'm trying my best, fellas.
We'll roll through it. We'll roll through it. Yeah, we here.
Yeah, man. So everything's been good, man. I've been actually had to get over like the flu or some shit. I never get sick, but I had to get over the flu, so I'm back at like 85%. You know what I mean? I'm ready for the field.
All right, that's what's up. Well, my name is Bobs, and that's my co-host Afi, and you already familiar with our manager Rome the Plug. And before we even get to chopping it up, man, is how do people contact you? Do you have any merch, anything of that nature? What you got, website-wise?
Well, the best way to get in contact with me is probably just going to be through Instagram. I use Instagram probably the most. Even sometimes I know it may be a little hard just because I might be working. But if you reach out to me on Instagram, I'm usually pretty good at, if it's legitimate business, I'm pretty good at making sure that I get back to you within a timely manner. So I would say Instagram for sure. You can also reach out at visual.ink.pro@gmail.com. I also have a Twitter that I don't ever use, but if you try to reach out for me, I check it like once every 4 months. I'll let your boy, and that's you Brandon at Twitter. So tweet you Brandon. What else did you ask me?
That was pretty much it.
I feel like I listened. Okay, cool.
I kind of want to get into the We Are Not Africa.
Yeah.
Now, when you say that, do you mean like every black person in America is not African, or?
I mean, that's a huge generalization to make.
Right.
Okay, let me. I should preface this by saying certain things that we've had glued to our academic mindset. For one, that we have to understand is when I understand that some people are from Africa. People have associated the Negro phenotype with exclusively African people, and that's actually derived through a very deceptive science that was propagated by the Jesuits, and that actually promotes the out of Africa theory. And what most people don't know, and this is what you don't know until you go down the wormhole of books, is once you start buying these false doctrines put out by these evil, wicked Europeans, then you end up buying certain ideas that you have no idea where they come from. So when you're talking about out of Africa, it's still based off the idea of evolution. Okay, so once you're even buying the idea that black people all came from Africa, you're also buying the idea of the whole monkey theory. Now let's go a little further than the monkey theory. When we're just talking about when we were able to date like the oldest things on Earth, the oldest civilizations on Earth, all the remnants of the oldest civilizations on Earth have been hidden, and they're here in the Americas. And furthermore, the actual black genetic type that's here, most black people here in this country, especially the American that you think is African but is really the indigenous black American, they have a certain blood type that actually genetically differentiates us from everybody else. And yes, Uriah. And that's usually the O negative or just the O blood type.
So that right there is how you have gotten. And I'm assuming that you're saying a majority of us, or let's say, I don't know if you got a number attributed to it, but I kind of get what you're saying.
Okay, I can go a little further. I mean, here's the thing. There's so much evidence. Okay, so for one, right? Say if we're just going to look at the numbers, because we love numbers. So the actual factual database, the Atlantic Slave Trade Database. Now, this is a database that it doesn't have any political agenda. Okay, it's not aligned with Republicans or Democrats, and has actually been co-signed by people at the highest realm of academia. And it's funny because the people who co-signed this are the same people who propagate the deception of all blacks being from Africa. So what the Transatlantic Slave Trade Database
so you basically saying don't trust the white people information for this thing, but those same white people that I told you not to trust their information, trust it when they say this.
No. You don't trust nobody's information. There is more information. There's more truth between those words in those lines than there are in the words in the lines. So you cross-reference different information. It's like when I gave you 4 months ago, when I gave you my number, I gave it based off all of my history, all of my hypothesizing about how many slave ships were running. Now, this is what I'm going to say. I hypothesized using my educated guess at 360,000 4 months ago before I knew anything about this 388,000 through the slave trade database. What I'm saying is that you have to cross-reference different areas of information. Sometimes you can't always take just raw information at its face value. You got to understand where it's coming from. So even when I get information from one place, you still want to get it verified in other places. That's what makes that stuff compelling. So with that being said, over 367 years, at maximum, only 400,000 Africans could have come to North America off the boat. And that's if you cross-reference everybody who wrote anything of any validity during the time about the African slave trade.
Okay.
So, I mean, you're talking about 400,000 Africans over the span of 367 years, and you're talking about a negative birth rate, where the average slave didn't live past the age of 23, and women couldn't have children. There was a negative birth rate.
Okay.
No, you're good. I'm in an Uber pool. Somebody else is jumping in. There was a negative birth rate, so that just wasn't
Uber
pool to growing population numbers. Not to mention the fact that 1790 to 1850, the slave population in the South dropped by 4 million. That not a new African has stepped off the boat in over 50 years. So how did a slave population jump 4 million when a new African hadn't even stepped on the country? At the same time that negative birth rate was happening and women would literally couldn't even carry a child to birth. The average child was stillborn. If you did live, you died at 3.
But the opposite side of that premise is you're saying that white people came here in small groups and managed to take over millions of people across an entire continent, even with weapons in small groups. That's what you're saying. So you're overestimating the power that they came here with for you to provide a little support
you gotta
for
think,
your
they knew about the
denial of the out
Americas
of
long
Africa
before.
theory.
Hold on, say that again. Say that last part again.
I said you're overestimating the power that Europeans came here with to add a little bit of support for your denial of the out of Africa theory.
Denial, you say?
Denial. That's what you're denying. Denial. That's what you just got finished explaining.
Oh no, I mean just
that
in
you
general,
don't believe
Africa, black people in America didn't come from Africa. There's no way to mathematically put that many people on a boat and then have them survive. Especially since 95% of all African slaves went to Brazil. I actually went to South America. About 80% went to Brazil, or 50% went to Brazil. The majority went to South America. So I mean that's beyond a shadow. So you could try to create, you could create a false denial, but the denial is not recognizing that this is your land. That would be the denial.
The problem.
Tell me more about
the problem, though. Well, for one, some of your stats are wrong because the majority of slaves from the transatlantic slave trade went to the Caribbean area in the beginning not toward the middle and the end. Toward the middle and the end, the majority were going to America.
But then American slaves were the first ones traded. Like Columbus was the first guy here. He took 27 slaves back on his first
Columbus
voyage
was the
to
first
Europe.
person where?
Was the first conquistador in America.
Columbus never stepped foot on this continent. You mean in South America?
Hispaniola, the Americas. The Americas
okay.
is all one continent.
Well, I mean, we're giving people history lessons, so you're going to have to clarify a little bit because he never stepped foot in North America.
All right, so where we at?
I mean, basically, you have to realize that there can be an argument made, a strong argument made. I'll agree on either side, but it really is all for nothing, considering that even the people that migrated here migrated from Africa. So you can make an argument for we already had a population here. Of course, we already had a population here. Of course, the Native Americans were of African descent. Even if you don't want to use the term Africa, they were from what we modern day refer to as Africa.
And that would be my question. I don't like where did they come from?
What basis are you basing that information off of? What are you basing that off?
The oldest fossils found on the planet, and the fact that almost every anthropologist is in agreement that humanity started. Humanity started.
So you're buying the science of carbon dating, is what you're saying. You understand how carbon dating works, right?
I do understand how carbon dating works.
Age of things, right?
What you're suggesting that people. What you are suggesting right now is decades. Okay, so what you're suggesting right now is decades of chemistry and tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of scientists around the globe are wrong, and
Absolutely.
You're right.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
They're all pushing false agendas. Absolutely.
For what reason?
To control the knowledge, to control false
Considering
knowledge.
Even the ones of color.
To control the masses through false knowledge.
Even the scientists of color, even black scientists.
I mean,
even African scientists, even scientists of Native American origin.
Academia is a veil. You have to understand how academia works. It's a veil. You have to be able. You have to go along with certain methodology to even be quote unquote academically accepted in the world of science.
Well, that's not true because I have 2 master's degrees, and despite what I learned, when there was something that I didn't agree with or went against my ethics and my morals, I didn't regurgitate it just because it's what academia taught me. There are people that have morals. Everyone's not going to go along with a tale or a plot and a reason to fool the masses, and they're not getting anything out of it. I'm just saying you act like what you're saying is concrete information, and it's not.
Hold on 1 second though. Let me ask you a question though. All right, bro. So let's go on that premise that this is our land. And I agree with you, and you're right. Where did we come from originally? Were we just out of nowhere just populated the America, for lack of a better term?
I mean, we migrated. My guess is, this is all written. We migrated from the north after an ice age. This is written in the Old Testament. This is actually written through the patterns in our geography. Like, if we pay enough attention to history, we can actually see that. So we all migrated from creation. Now, whether you believe you were created or maybe you were, evolved from a fish, monkey, whatever, at whatever point you became a human,
but when you say we migrated, that automatically implies that we left somewhere else.
Yeah, but not Africa.
So where? That's what he's asking.
It would more likely be up under the Polaris constellation toward the North Pole.
People of color migrated from an origin in cold weather. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
that makes no sense because it wouldn't account for the attributes. It wouldn't account for the attributes that we have.
But you're saying that that's cold weather, and it's not. I mean, if you read any explorer who explored those waters before, let's say the year of 1600, everybody knows the water's fresh up there, like it's a freshwater ocean, and it's 80 degrees. But science lets you believe there's nothing but icebergs in the North Pole. There's actually a sea past the North Pole.
Are you saying that all freshwater bodies of water have to be warm? Because you're aware there are fresh bodies of water that are found within salt waters in almost every ocean.
Warm would imply that the temperature is warm. When you're implying that it's cold, and I'm implying that warm fresh water implies that the temperature is warm.
I don't know anything about no fresh water and non-fresh water.
I don't think you heard what he just said.
I'm lost on the fresh water one. Y'all got me.
By William Warren. It's called Life Beyond the Poles. Now, this guy was actually a professor at Boston University. I think he was like the chancellor. There's a few books of people who've actually explored these areas.
Were these white explorers? Were these white explorers?
Oh, they were all white explorers.
These are white explorers that you're referring to right now?
Yes. Yeah, of course they were.
Okay. So we're going to go with their information, but we're not going to go with their information on others. I got you. I see how this works.
I mean, it's funny to cherry pick, but who was the information for?
No. You know what? It's called researcher's bias. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with that.
Right, exactly. So what you do is it's easy to cherry pick, but what did I say before?
You're being hypocritical for you to build your theory.
I'll tell you. Relax.
You cross-reference that with information in the same field in other areas. You don't just stick to one thing.
Well, carbon dating. I just got a statement.
Yeah, so carbon dating. No, you can only place it against matter.
Despite thousands of people.
Despite thousands of people.
I cannot hear y'all both at the same time when y'all talking.
No, you can hear him. You can hear him.
Actually, I cannot hear both of y'all at the same time. However, there is, like, as far as where we originate from, I can agree that there probably are some of us that originate from here. But I also agree that there are a lot of us that did not originate from here. So, and take the same amount of information in a lot of aspects, and like you say, and you find what you're looking for, so to speak. So I'm not being dismissive of what you're saying at all, bruh. And I ain't being dismissive of what Afi's saying. And I know Afi gonna kill me because I'm always on the fence, but I'm not. Everybody got a right to look at things and see it from
I never searched for anything. I never went to the stuff looking for it. I just end up finding it, looking for something else.
So you just sitting at home doing
like
nothing.
When I was doing,
let me figure out where black people from Africa or not. Like, nothing led you to that, bro?
No, not at all. I was working on Flat Earth versus Round Earth.
Really? And which one are you?
Oh, he's flat.
I mean, come on.
Of course.
There's really Earth is neither flat nor round, but it's closer to flat than round.
Oh, how did I get that? Oh. Damn near at the moment.
Okay, so you had another interesting.
And then I go through the history of why we even bought the heliocentric train of. I took it back to Copernicus.
Oh, of course.
So I did that a few months ago. But like I said, I ended
as
up
far
on
as you can go back, the farthest your research can go back is to the theory derived from a white person. Because the white person gave to.
Well,
even though when you look up, everything is round. But
before Copernicus, most people knew the
correct, and everyone else isn't.
There was a science called cosmology.
We have a ton of
aspects. Can you please let the brothers?
So cosmology was huge back before, let's say, Christianity came to the Americas. Even paganism is still centered around sun worship and like heliocentrism with the spinning ball. It's all a way to be able to fit a certain thing in science. So basically, before the Copernican theory, before the Jesuits in Rome in the early 1500s, before they created Christianity, Christianity is heavily intertwined with the spinning ball theory. I mean, they're like hand in hand. But before then, You know, people used to think the Earth was flat. That was the time people used to think the Earth was flat, except for they knew it because they studied the stars. Nobody studies cosmology anymore. That's why we're so lost on the shape of the Earth.
So all the pictures, all of the modern technology, all of that, just push that to the side because they said back in the day that it was flat.
No, I mean, you can look at the sky. I mean, here's the easiest way to, it's called a stellar parallax. So what it is based off the proposed rotation of the Earth and its axis, constellations would appear streaking and or different every single night based off the Earth's position. That's the easiest way to know you're not on the ball. I mean, there's other ways to know, but the constellations are consistent every night of your life and will never change. On a spinning ball, it's impossible for the constellations to be there at the same place every day and every night. Impossible.
So how do we get?
And even if they were, they'll be streaking across the sky. They wouldn't appear.
How do some of us have night and some of us have day at the same time on the same plane?
Because it's just about the amount of area that certain light covers. Just like the moon is no light. I know we've been told through science that, you know, it reflects the sun, but the moon essentially is self-illuminating.
Okay,
there are going to be certain times and certain positions where the actual sun creates more of a shadow on the surface of the Earth than it does, you know, a reflective area for the moon to bounce light off of, just because of the proposed size of the sun, which is supposed to be gargantuan in comparison to Earth.
Okay, so I'm curious, bruh. What science do you believe in?
I mean, it's kind of like this. It's really not a general thing. It really depends on what you're talking about. It's like I believe in physics to a certain extent because then I know that the laws of electromagnetism play more of a role than gravity, because gravity we can't really say gravity exists, but we know electromagnetism exists. So it really comes down to which laws are being questioned or which laws are being defined, and how does it work? It's like, for me, like, I try not to generalize on things that I don't know anything about. That's why I can speak so confidently about certain things that I do know about. It's just like, even with this, you know, even, like I said, how did I come across black people not being from Africa, researching the flat versus round? And then I just unlocked history.
Woo! And hold on.
That's usually what happens.
Before you go any further, I need to let people know you are tuned to My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. From goons to guys, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule, and that's be respectful. Okay. Damn. Let's move to the pyramids. I was trying to get to the pyramids, and we kind of the flat Earth thing, kind of, which I totally disagree with you about the flat Earth. And I'm pretty sure Afi, you'll agree with me on that one,
brother.
But
okay.
That's dope. You know what I'm saying? We can move on past that one. I want to get to the pyramids because you say the pyramids, and if I'm quoting you correctly, it's not just a sham; it's a god sham god. Is that correct?
It's a god sham god.
Right.
A good sham god, if you will.
So please enlighten us on. Because from what you're saying is the pyramids weren't built until after the Americas were
the discovery of the Americas. Okay, now I want to preface this by saying that I'm not saying every pyramid on Earth was built after the discovery of the Americas.
Okay.
I'm specifically talking about the Great Pyramids in Giza specifically, because those are pretty much the most popular pyramids in the world. You know. Fact on top of fact on top of fact, it was a tourist attraction, and it's always been a tourist attraction. And it was funny. What first made me start looking at it was going into my documentary, and then when you start to understand like how geography works, there's a model that we use of Earth that we just accept to be true. North, east, southwest. This is this. This is this. This is this. This is this.
Okay.
And then you start
and then you start understanding like where they put places based off certain things, and this is where like politics comes in. So, you know, one of the central figures is they set the world around the Black Sea. Okay, the Black Sea is where Noah landed after the flood. Okay, the Black Sea, which is basically out in you know where it's in the Middle East. It's at the foot of the Caucasus Mountains between Russia and Khazaria. Okay.
Okay.
Well, so what happens is I started doing some research. Well, it turns out that the Black Sea is fake. Like, when I say fake, like the body of water exists, but it's man-made. Not only is it man-made, it's been proven that it's man-made because there's actually structures beneath the water that were built before the sea was. So right there, so if you're going to use a biblical model of the world's geography, already you have to start to question certain locations if it's based off the Black Sea, because the Black Sea is kind of like the central location. And then you take like the Holy Land, you got like Israel, right? You've got the Jordan River, you've got the Sea of Galilee, you've got the Dead Sea, which it only really in Scripture is only mentioned as the sea. And then you have like lands like Syria, Lebanon, Egypt, right? So what you do is just start cross-referencing very simple things. So once I did that, I just started cross-referencing land masses, like comparing sea versus lake, comparing what's really a lake, what's really a sea. How old is this sea? How old is that sea? Then I found out that the Sea of Galilee is fake. Well, hold on, the Sea of Galilee is fake and the Black Sea is fake, but we want to base these off a real biblical model. Well, okay, let me just Well, if the Holy Land is not there, let's go use something else to try to cross-reference where this place could be. So one thing that helped me out a lot is, you know, just reading the Tanakh a lot. But the mighty cedars of Lebanon. Now, the mighty cedars of Lebanon in Scripture were like the most powerful, most beautiful, strongest trees in the world, sold across the world. Hands down, the most massive trees on earth. Well, when you start looking at what the tallest tree in the actual country of Lebanon is, how old are they? What's the tallest? Like the tallest tree ever to stand in what we know today as Lebanon was like 100 feet tall, and it lived to be 1,000 years old. Okay, so that's what they would consider a mighty tree. Well, no, not actually, because we know that the cedars in California, we know that the redwoods stand over 350 feet tall. They can live over 5,000 years old. Now, we start cross-referencing this with the fact that we've got certain bodies of water that flow through the exact same land. There's a Jordan River that's in Utah. Well, it turns out that the Great Salt Lake, they used to call the Dead Sea. The reason they used to call the Great Salt Lake the Dead Sea before, quote-unquote, the Americas were taken over is because when people died in the sea and they ended up in the middle of the ocean, the salt would preserve them so well the bodies would float on top of the water for long periods of time.
Okay.
So that's why they called it the Dead Sea.
All right. So how, and you have to pardon my limited knowledge here, but how does that correlate with the pyramids being a scam?
Okay. Once you understand the deception behind what they did with the world map, you understand that. So let's just go to the meat and potatoes about the pyramids. Okay, so the pyramids are made out of limestone. It's a limestone geopolymer. It's essentially the same stuff they made in Rome. Well, all things that are made out of that have a date on them. Yeah, 1364, yeah. They all have a date on them, which means they're going to expire at some point. Essentially, and those people who know a little bit about limestone know if they don't know anything, they know that limestone is not doesn't last forever. So one of the first, and I saw this a couple of years ago, so one of the first documentaries I was working on, and it had nothing to do with the pyramids being fake, was an archaeologist showing how fast the pyramids were weathering, and he didn't understand how they were still standing. Like, hold on, because what they did was they showed the video of the pyramid, and they're like, what is this? He's like, I don't know what it is, but it's not going to last long. And basically it was showing, like, the pyramid age over the span of, like, 4 months, except for now it's 400 years. So before we even get into that, there are dozens of maps that I've referenced that were 1400s, 1300s, 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, all in that area, right? All in Egypt.
Now, I saw
right
the maps in the video. Right, and most of those maps actually mention the pyramids, because that was like one of your points of contention in your video. The pyramids weren't on every map.
Actually, most of the maps don't mention the pyramids. They don't start mentioning them until they start building the pyramids. See, you saw the part of the pyramid. You saw the part of the maps once they started building pyramids, right? But you got to remember there was nothing there before they started building pyramids, because there's hundreds of years of maps where there's nothing there. And we're talking about the same land that depicts farms and churches, but there's no pyramids there. And then when they do build them, they're in a different shape and form. Now, here's the thing. When they're building these pyramids in shape and form, they've also got these cartographers and artists who actually draw these things. So in addition to you having them on a map, they might also have a big picture in the book of the pyramids. It's like, they might draw a map and have a picture of New York City, like you can see New York City on the map, but then they might have another page where it just has a picture of New York City. So at least a dozen times before they got with the final model, because the pyramids probably haven't changed in maybe over 100 years, 200 years, probably before they got with this final model, the pyramids had consistently changed. And they were Roman pyramids. It's even like the pyramids now, they're Roman pyramids. They're not. And the reason that we think of the pyramids now as what a pyramid is supposed to look like is because we have, our thought process is Romanized now.
So the Egyptians didn't build the pyramids, Romans did.
Yeah, that's a Roman pyramid. So, exactly. So in addition to it not, and let's just say you don't believe any of that. Well, what about the metric system?
That would be fair.
You say, hey, well, they used the metric system to build the pyramids, and it wouldn't be so bad, but they had to disguise the metric system. It wasn't like they outright used it. They had to disguise the metric system. They squared the circle, which is some old Masonic stuff, right? When you hear people talk about squaring the circle, that's what Masons do. Okay? So they squared the circle, cut it in half, and took 1/3 of half, or basically, essentially 1/6. And that was the unit of measurement. They called it a cubit.
Is it possible that they had, I don't know, a math system that would be the same as the metric system, basically? Like they may not call it a meter. They may call it something else, but in essence, it's the same amount of right.
Well, that's okay. Well, here's the thing, brother. They had to use the metric system to create that cubit. I would understand, because I don't even want to negate the fact that advanced civilizations did exist at some point in time, and that they were able to build great things. Okay, I don't want those things shouldn't be mutually separated from each other when I talk about this pyramid thing. They have done that, yes. Like in anything else, history has taught us that once certain things get stolen, they show themselves in other areas. So you can only hide something for so long before it becomes part of your culture. So if the cubit did exist, it would have shown it now. If we're just talking about the unit of measurement, not saying that they built anything, we're just talking about a simple unit of measurement. And the reason that it couldn't do it is because it was based off the metric system. I think it's really hard for people to understand, because you almost have to be a Freemason to take a meter and square it and half it and sixth it. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like you're doing math in reverse to say that